Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. I'm Kristi Shive, and this morning we're visiting with Jenna Polk. She's a community dietitian for Med Centers Health and Wellness. Good morning, Jenna.
Good morning. Glad to be with you.
Jenna, you all offer so many wonderful programs, and today you are going to talk about a free pre-diabetes program. But Jenna, first, can you tell us what is pre-diabetes?
Okay, well, some people may have heard it referred to by their doctor as your sugar is a little elevated. Sometimes they call it impaired fasting glucose or elevated glucose. Sometimes they call it borderline diabetes. But basically, it just means that your glucose, or what a lot of people call sugar in your blood, is not in the normal range anymore. It's not high enough yet that they're diagnosing you with diabetes, but it is not normal. And really, it just tells you that your body is not using the sugar or the glucose that we get from carbohydrates and food very well. And when those levels start to rise in your blood, it's going to cause tiredness, and it can also cause weight gain. So your body's just having trouble using that glucose.
Definitely something that we want to be aware of.
Yeah.
Who is at risk for pre-diabetes?
Okay, well, there's several different people who would be at risk for diabetes. First of all, there's certain ethnic groups that have an increased risk. So African Americans, American Indians, our Hispanic or Latino population. Also, some Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders may be at risk. Additionally, if you're 45 or older, that increases your risk. If you're overweight, if you are not very active, less than 3 times a week that you're getting exercise, that increases your risk. And then also in the past, if you've been diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome or gestational diabetes, which means you had diabetes during a pregnancy, it may have gone away after you delivered the baby. But if you had gestational diabetes, that increases your risk of developing diabetes later in life.
So if someone has pre-diabetes, Jenna, does this mean that they will develop diabetes in the future?
Well, it definitely increases your risk for developing diabetes. And if you do nothing different, most likely your glucose levels will continue to rise and you will be diagnosed with diabetes. However, I like to call pre-diabetes a window of opportunity. If you can begin to make some lifestyle changes at that stage, you do have the opportunity to prevent, possibly, or at least delay a diagnosis of diabetes. So that's why we teach the class.
So speaking of the class, what information will be covered in the pre-diabetes class?
We share with people what those risk factors are so you can know if you are someone that has an increased risk for pre-diabetes or other people in your family. We explain what insulin resistance is. A lot of people have heard that term, but they don't understand it. And then we teach how to eat a healthy diet, especially controlling your carb intake. Carbs are important, but you don't want too much, but you also don't want too little. And a lot of people get confused about that. We're going to discuss the benefits of exercise as well as stress management, because lots of different things do influence your glucose or sugar level. And so everything we teach in the class will help you decrease insulin resistance, decrease your glucose, and that way, hopefully, either prevent or delay that diagnosis of diabetes in the future.
It sounds like you are going to cover some very important information. Now, when is this class? How can someone sign up, and do they need to pre-register?
Well, the class is next month. It is on Monday, December 6th at 3 p.m. And yes, we do require pre-registration. They can call 270-745-0942 to register for that class. If we are still in the red zone because of COVID-19, then we would do the class via Zoom. So when you register, you would give your email and we can send you a Zoom link for the class. And in that case, it would be about a 30-minute class online. And if we're not in the red zone, then we would love to meet in person, and it would be at Health and Wellness, which is across from Reservoir Hill Park up on the hill in Bowling Green. And that class would be an hour if it's in person. So we want to share a lot of great information to help keep people healthy. So definitely come join us for great free information that can really make a difference in keeping you healthy.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.